Are you having trouble losing leads or trying to find notes that you had on different sellers or buyers that you're working with? Or maybe you've got a small team and you're just not getting all the information that you need from sellers or from your buyers, from the team members, not placing it into the correct places in your CRM or on your notebook or whatever you might be using. If that's giving you issues, stay tuned. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Graylan Stewart. I'm an entrepreneur and virtual wholesaler nationwide. We do wholesaling all day, every day. That's what we do full time. So if you're new to my channel, definitely check out all the different videos that we have. Just teaching you the real things about wholesaling, because I do this as a business. I've been doing it about 3 years now, and it's all we do all day, every day. So I'll give you the good, bad, and the ugly of all of wholesaling and the ins and outs and how you can get started, so on. So, anyways, here's kind of a saying that I have in my business. Podio or it didn't happen. Or you can insert your CRM or it didn't happen. So what do I mean by that? Basically, there's all kinds of items that you want to place in your CRM just to keep you in tune with what's going on with your particular leads, okay? First of all, if you don't have a CRM of some sort, I highly suggest getting it. I started off in this business just using a yellow tablet, which, yes, that can work. And I also had a seller script that I made notes on and that kind of thing. But trust me, that's not the way. Even starting out, you can get a super cheap version. Most CRMs out there have free or almost free versions. So I would suggest doing that at least. So at least you have somewhere to put your leads so you can keep track of everything that's going on. Because just think about it, if you have a handful of leads, sure, you can handle that easily. But what if you have like 100 leads at this point? And you're thumbing through, because I've done it, you're thumbing through all the paperwork, trying to figure out where you had this lead and what was said and where you left off on the last conversation, etc. So trust me, get a CRM, whether it's a basic Podio version. I think it's either free or $20 a month or something crazy. But there's other systems out there that are just cheap or free CRMs that you can use. Anything you can use digitally to keep your information so that it's not lost, as opposed to thumbing through, a bunch of papers and that kind of thing. It make your life much, much easier. Trust me, I've been there. That's kind of one of my regrets starting out. If I'd have known about CRMs earlier, I just jumped in so quick that I didn't even know about Podio or any kind of other systems there were. I just started taking action and started doing deals. But if I had to do it all over again, I would definitely at least get some kind of basic version. Okay, so that rant's over. But here's the purpose. So not just for you, but if you have a team especially, for example, in my acquisitions workspace in Podio, obviously there's a notes section to where they're talking to the seller about all the notes, but you also want to have itemized, itemized details of like the property condition, the basic things like how many bedrooms and bathrooms and square footage, but then the condition of everything, like the major things. Obviously, I've talked about the major things that you want to look for all the time, like the roof, the electric, the plumbing, the HVAC, and the foundation. Those are the 5 major things you need to know every single time. Not only the condition of them, but how old they are. But also all the cosmetic things like the flooring, paint, has the kitchen's been remodeled. All those things, you want to itemize those things on your CRM to where your acquisition manager can easily just plug in whatever it is. That way, not only do you get all the information that you need, but also when you go back 2 weeks later to talk to that same seller, you know pretty much where you left off. And then the notes section is important because, if you're not used to, itemizing these out, just type off all your notes, and then you can go back and fill those blanks in later. But I will tell you can itemize these out almost as if it's a script. Because keep in mind, and I do have a free script in the description, by the way. If you want that, it's completely free. Just go to the website in the description. I think it's wholesalegamechanger.com. Anyways, so you want a script, not really to sound robotic or to say the same thing over and over, but it is repetitive, this business, because you want and need the same information from every seller if you're going to actually get their house under contract, because you have all that pertinent information that you must have. Therefore, you can make a good decision on how much to buy the property for based on the conditions and the things that they tell you. So what I'm saying is a script is really just bullet points. It's just a checklist is really what it is. So rather than scruffling through all your papers or seller, printouts and that kind of thing, get it in a CRM, make your life easier. Then you can go back and refer to that particular seller later and know that you got the foundation and the HVAC, but you forgot to ask, the condition of the kitchen. Have they done updates lately? What kind of countertops they even have? All those things. When you go back later, you can kind of fill in the blanks later, so it'll make your life a lot easier. But also, when you're talking to buyers, let's say you've got a property. Let's just say you got 3 properties under contract. Like right now, we have I think 19 under contract at this very moment in time. But let's just say you have 3 of them right now, and each property, maybe you're talking to 3 or 4 buyers per property. So now you're talking to 9 to a dozen different buyers for different properties, and that could be a nightmare if you're trying to figure out who's who and what's what. So if you have a CRM, you can actually place those things, put the notes in. Okay, this property XYZ Main Street, buyer 1 was interested in this, and Alex, which is buyer 2, interested in this one, and Joe Bob, buyer 3, interested in this. And here's the comments they said. Here's their buy box. Here's the offer that they gave. All those different things. It's the same thing in dispositions. You want to have all that detailed out so that your life is easier as you refer to that when you're getting other offers or other buyers interested in the property. We have something that we call property inquiries. So every time they send an inquiry, they can do that directly through our website, which goes into our CRM after they fill it out. Or if we're just having a conversation over the phone, we have a section in our CRM that we can actually put that inquiry, like, here's what they said. This is the property they're interested in. Here's what they said is wrong, after they looked at it, maybe it's more than what we thought it was, or they're like, yes, it's exactly what we need. Here's my offer, and so on. So you just want to have a centralized place, specifically digitally, is kind of what I'm trying to get to. Even if it's a worst case scenario, even if it is Excel files, that's better than nothing. But I would say that that's a nightmare too. I tried that after I did the paper stuff, and that's completely bonkers and nuts as well, because it's just only so much information will fit on those. And when you've got 50 columns wide and you're scrolling over trying to figure all this out, it's crazy. When you have an actual CRM, you can have all your sellers, on a seller leads app, all listed out. So these are all the people you're talking to. Then you can click on one seller, then it opens up their profile. Once you have that profile, it's got all their information, their phone number, their email address, their asking price, the condition of their house, because you're typing all that in. All the information that you need is there. And the same thing in our disposition workspace. It's all listed out, all the properties we have under contract. Then you click on the property and it actually pulls up their profile. It not only tells you all the information the acquisitions gathered, but it also tells you what price we got the property for, how much we're marketing that property for, and what our potential profit is on that property. And then you can keep track, like I said, of property inquiries, buyers' offers, and all those type of things. So those are important. And I know a lot of those things you kind of grow into as you scale your business. But even initially, if you just get a basic Podio or a basic CRM, I think there's one called Simple CRM. It's free. Don't quote me on that. It just seems like I remember that from the past. But there's a bunch of them that are free or almost free. I would highly, highly recommend doing that, just to keep you sane and to keep you organized, and just so you know where you left off last with whatever leads or whatever buyers. Trust me, it'll save you a lot of heartache. And not only that, it'll help you grow into, doing more deals, because now it's all more organized and it's all in one central location to where you can easily refer to that. And some of you may not be digital type people, but trust me, you got to embrace it. because if you're not in the digital age, you're going to get left behind. That's just the facts. You can't scale paper or seller scripts handwritten. It's just not scalable at all. And I'm super organized. I made it work, but after several months of it, it drove me nuts. Just keeping a folder. I literally had a binder with probably a couple of hundred pages of seller leads. Then I'd have to be like, okay, what was that lead? I think it's somewhere in the middle. So you're ruffling through that trying to find these, and it's just stupid. There's no reason to do that when there's free CRMs out there or $10 or $20 CRMs a month. It'll definitely save you a headache and pay off in the long run. So anyways, I'm off my rant, but hopefully that helps you. It definitely helped me once I got a CRM, and it definitely helps my entire team because basically, the CRM is the system to our business, and that system literally runs our business, but you definitely have to have people embracing that system because the people run the system, right? Whether it's you by yourself doing it all, that's great. Keep doing that. Or if it's a whole team, you all got to embrace the system. So back to what I said initially, Podio or it didn't happen. So basically, if it's not in Podio, it never happened at all because Podio is what we go by for everything that we do. It's like it's everything. It runs, like I said, it runs our business. So if it's not in Podio, it didn't happen. You might have said you called this seller 3 or 4 times. If it's not in Podio, it didn't happen. So that's my 2 cents. Hopefully you found value in this video. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.